but you must have.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are set to bring you the action as round one of the Eastern Conference playoffs continues on 2K Sports. Joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter. Boston, and in game one, they handled their business at home. This team is hoping to go up 2-0 and take control of the series.
You know, I really think game twos are just so important. A 2-0 lead isn't insurmountable. However, a vast majority of the time, the team up 2-0 advances.
Count it.
Agile and athletic. Brown is able to just overcome that interior defense.
Pass to Barlow. Shoots over Tatum. Barlow with the bucket.
I mean, what do you expect when you give him the clear look? That's just too easy.
And it is dangerous to let him get it going this early.
Now here's White. Brown, a screen on Maxey. They get it back. The kick to Tatum. Fires from deep. Buries it from three.
And Tatum takes a lot of threes. And you see why, given he has this kind of accuracy.
Pass to Bona. And a two-handed jam!
He may give up a little size, but has the bounce to hold his own.
And here's Brown for three. Rebound by Philadelphia.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Outside Maxey. From deep. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Ooh, the range of Maxey is pretty impressive. He is consistent from beyond the arc.
Brown with it. Tatum looking it over. Outside, Brown. Just 5 on the clock. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Brown's got 5.
Well, Brown returning the favor. That three at the other end didn't sit well with him.
To the inside. Here's George. Pass to Barlow. For three. Can't hit. 1 for 2 now. Boston has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Tatum. White for 3. And the Celtics another 3.
Well, yeah, White prefers a more head-on shot, but that doesn't mean he can't sink those corner threes, too.
Well, Stan, Joe Mazzulla is a young head coach taking over on the Celtics bench in 2022.
Well, B.A., he's got a rare intensity about him. Certainly not afraid to think outside the box, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
The fadeaway with no one on him. Looking for style points to go along with the real ones.
Outside, Brown. Rebound by Philadelphia. It's stolen away. Here's Hauser. And he banks in the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's Edgecombe. They set the screen. Shoots over Brown. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Back to Tatum. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Yeah, the closer Tatum gets, the easier it is for him. His touch is just so good.
Here's Edgecombe. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Hey, you can't block it. Sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. There's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Tatum. 5 points in the game. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Pass to Boner. The three from Edgecombe. He buries it from three. Edgecombe's got 7 points.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, just aggressive and effective, taking it right to the defense. Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Celtics trail by 4. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. I asked, what do you do about Tyrese Maxey, a guy who can spark plays out of thin air? Coach let me in on their strategy, saying, I'm trying to keep someone in front of him all night. I don't want Maxey seeing the shots he wants or the passing lanes he's looking for. It's a tough assignment, but Coach says he's got the right guys for the job. Brian?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. And so it's Boston with it. And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And Boston with some changes. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Tatum. And Pritchard is subbed in for Hauser. George against Brown. To stop the run. It's rebounded by George.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
In a lot of ways, Paul George has been the prototype of the modern swingman, Grant.
Yeah, 6'8", and with his versatile skill set, plug and play on any team. But health has been a challenge as of late. Now in his mid-30s, can he maintain that elite level?
And here's Brown for three. Rebound by Philadelphia.
The green light they gave him early should probably turn red. He needs to get others involved.
Three from Edgecombe. Called in by Brown. Celtics trail by 8. Outside Pritchard. White looking it over. Brown finds Pritchard. Shot clock at 5. Not going to go that time. And Maxey's got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. A minute 29 left in the first quarter. Now the Celtics on the move. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And not only that, they're off to a pretty hot start shooting from outside. They seem locked in tonight.
Well, talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
Now here's Grimes. The kick out to Maxey. So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. The Celtics making a switch here. Tatum's checked in, and the 76ers will have a different look here. 1:03 left in the first quarter. Lowry, no good. Celtics trail by 5. Now here's Tatum. He's got 5. Launches a 3. Drummond grabs the miss. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
Clock at 6. Here's Oubre. Falls back and drains a fadeaway J.
Sometimes you have to ignore the analytics. There is value in the mid-range if that's who's shooting it.
Tatum can't hit. Watford outside. Pass to Terry. Inside. Lowry, good. And now it's a 9-point Philadelphia lead.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. Sixers ahead, up by 9. And the second quarter is on its way when we return. And let's get you back to the action as Game 2 is getting underway. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, we're not surprised by this. These guys work hard and they are physical.
Now here's Watford. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9. To the middle. And Drummond with the jam.
Well, that's about as high percentage of look as Drummond's going to get. Nice job inside.
And the Celtics shooting just under 40% from the field. Pass to Tatum. Vucevic, a screen on Oubre. Now here's Vucevic. The 3. Drummond grabs the miss. Ooh, ripped away. Now Pritchard. No points yet. Vucevic in the post. He's against Martin. Vucevic's shot is off.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Watford the pass to Martin. And here's Edwards outside. Boston pulls it in. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt. When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Watford outside. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Celtics trail by 11. And here's Pritchard. Outside Tatum. Pritchard with it. The 3 ball. Drummond grabs the miss.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Back to Watford. Pass to Oubre. 6 to shoot. Here's Martin. Good. The assist goes to Edwards.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Time to go courtside and hear what's going on with Quentin Grimes. Allie, what's his status?
Thanks. I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the 76ers. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. Certainly some unfortunate timing for him and his team, but the training staff has given him the green light, and you can bet he's going to be out there contributing in this postseason push.
All right, Allie, thanks.
Well, that's a big setback for him and his team. But look, with all the advances in sports medicine, training staffs are so good these days. We've seen guys recover from this type of injury and come back even better.
Now here's White. He's got 6. And here's Brown for 3. Barlow grabs a miss. Barlow's got 4 rebounds now. Stan, one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
Pass to Pritchard. White for 3. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
George, a screen on Pritchard. Outside Oubre. Here's Barlow. Here's Maxey, covered by Vucevic. Maxey passes to George. Here's Grimes. Misses the 3. Celtics trail by 13. Looking to end this cold spell. Outside Pritchard. Pass to Vucevic. Shoots over George. Vucevic's shot is off. The 76ers have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. Outside Grimes. Now Oubre. Now Maxey. Lets the 3 fly. Tatum pulls it in.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
He drops it from range. Brown's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
A dangerous shooter from all areas. Brown's eyes get real big when he shoots these corner threes.
Now here's Maxey. Give him 8. Down low. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Moving the ball for the highest percentage look.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. A 12-point game. It's Brown on the wing. He's covered by Oubre. Oubre with a steal. Pass to George. Here's Barlow. Back to George. Out to Oubre. Fires the 3. Barlow misses. Boston has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. White can't hit. The Sixers lead by 12. Grimes, the pass to Barlow. Philadelphia moving it around. Maxey. Hey, hangs in midair and converts the double clutch layup. Maxey's got 10 points in the game.
Ooh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Again, the miss by the Celtics. The 76ers have gotten 6 of 10 shots to drop in the second. Nice work. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, B.A. Jason Tatum talked about his development since coming into the league, and he said earlier, I was playing the game just to play the game instead of thinking it. It's tough when you're younger. You just want everything to happen so fast, but it doesn't work like that. Back to you guys.
He's come a long way. All right, Allie, thank you. Here's White. Here's Tatum. Three-pointer Pritchard. Boston again missing. Philadelphia has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3. Barlow with a bucket. Oh, Grant, offense is trying to stretch the D to the breaking point, but it goes beyond just three-point shooting.
Yeah, there's how you position on the perimeter, but, you know, then you also want that vertical spacing, too, where you have a lob threat at the rim.
So it's Boston now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Vucevic, and the power finish by Vucevic.
Can't be too surprised by this. Vucevic got the room, and he went to work.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Tatus checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Tatum. Bonus checked in for the Sixers. Edgecombe comes in for Grimes. The Sixers lead by 16. Pass to Barlow. Here's Edgecombe. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Tatum. And he throws it down with one hand.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
The three from Edgecombe sinks the tray. Edgecombe's got 12 points.
They've settled into this game. You can see the offense is on fire.
Yeah, and that is key for them, continuing to build out this lead.
Now here's Brown. Give him 8, and Boston again with the bucket.
That's great execution. They take advantage of a high percentage look.
Pass to Barlow. Over to the wing, and here is Maxey. Now here's George. What if it goes? Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Well, that's a gut punch to him to have. Just demoralizing.
A dominating first half of play, and so far it hasn't been close. Sixers ahead, running away with this one. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
Hey everybody, a large Game 1 deficit for the Boston Celtics.
They're getting steamrolled, giving up too many points in the paint.
And it's just not the rim protection. You have to stay in front of all ball handlers, or you'll get broken down and eaten alive.
Looking at how the Celtics are doing in this series. In good position in the series, but not so much tonight. Guys, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I think they took their foot off the gas just a little bit. Feeling confident, but you got to keep working.
Yeah, you need to have that killer instinct. You know, when you got a team down, that's when you got to put them away.
Get them out of there. And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And thanks for sticking with us as this round one game continues. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Philadelphia leading by 20. It's George on the wing. Back to Maxey. Out to the right wing. Pass to Edgecombe. Here's Barlow, hounded by Tatum. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Philadelphia. Here's Edgecombe. Here's Bona. Off the left rim and out. Well, the Celtics shooting only 38% from the floor. Not great. And the basket by Brown. And 12 points for Jaylen Brown.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
And it's Maxey missing. Celtics trail by 20. Stan, looking back on the 2017 draft, at the time, you believe Jason Tatum was the best prospect.
And with hindsight, BA, that seems obvious. But back then, Markelle Fultz was the consensus #1 pick. Credit the Celtics for trading back and getting their guy.
Here's Barlow, following the bucket by Boston. Driving in. That's basket number 6 in 8 tries.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Brown banked it in off the glass. Brown's got 14.
Yeah, taking over this one in effortless fashion. When Brown is cooking like this, keep working the ball to him.
Here's Edgecombe, defended by Brown. And here's Maxey outside. Hauser grabs the board.
And that's exactly how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
Brown inside. Maxey covering. Oh, nice shot by Brown. He's got 16.
Look, Brown's a great athlete. I love to see him work inside.
Here's Edgecombe. He's got 12. For three, George. It's hauled in by White.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Outside, Brown. Shoots over Maxey. Brown cashes in. A terrific finisher inside.
Well, you got to know the scouting report on Brown. He's solid cashing in from the mid-range.
Pass to Bona. To the paint. Kicks it to George. 5 on the clock. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Inside. Ooh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
Well, Brown is always looking to score, but he's far from a selfish player, and he will move the ball, too.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Now here's Maxey. 13 points in the game. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Belongs to the 76ers. Bona, 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. Here's White. He's got 9. Trying to make up ground here.
And with plenty of time left, you want to play with urgency, but not desperation. Woo! Wait! Big finish. Big time. And man, did they need that.
You can tell he's trying to get him going with that dunk.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Now here's Tatum. 7 points in the game. Here's Edgecombe. George finds Maxey. Kicks it to George. Pass to Bona. Back to George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Philadelphia moving it around. And here's Maxey outside. The Sixers again can't hit. Boston on offense. They're on a 14-5 run. Hauser. And it's off from 3-point range.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize. And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. White, the pass to Tatum. The 3 hits the three-pointer. Hauser's got 5.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Maxey passes to George. Here's Edgecombe. Pass to Barlow. Outside Maxey. The 3 from Edgecombe. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. Down by 12. That one doesn't go. Shooting 8 for 15 now. Here's Bona, defended by Hauser. Here's Edgecombe. He's got 12. Barlow misses. Outside Tatum. Down low. Tatum. Deflected! So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. So Boston ends up going with a new group. A big group substitution here for Philadelphia. Drummond's checked in for Bona. Watford comes in for Barlow. Oubre, he's checked in for George. And it's Grimes in for Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. To the middle. Here's Watford. Off target at the rim.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
Pass to Shireman. Here's Pritchard. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Now Oubre. Outside Grimes. Drummond with the screen. There's the triple. Drills it from deep. And the 76ers lead by 13.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now here's Grimes. Lays it up and banks it in. Grimes has got his second bucket of the night.
Where's the rim protection? That's just too easy for him.
Pass to Shireman. Here's Gonzalez. No points so far. Steps back. Here's Pritchard. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Personal foul.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
This is his first opportunity at the line this evening.
Peyton Pritchard.
The first one falls. Pritchard hits them both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Here's Edgecombe. Pass to Grimes. Here's Edgecombe. Let's go with a three. And his fifth basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
To the inside. It could go. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good.
Oh, they're on fire. The run punctuated by the big trifecta.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers up 19 points as the quarter comes to a close. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That
is pretty. Thanks for joining us again for round 1 of the NBA playoffs. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. No good that time. Good D by Watford. Pass to Drummond. Philadelphia moving it around. Inside. Watford outside. Drummond, the screen on Tatum. Watford, the pass to Drummond. And the jam by Drummond.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor. Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Oubre finds Drummond. Back to Oubre. And here is Maxey. Outside Grimes. And he lobs it up.
Oh, great teamwork right there.
Hey, you got to love the finish. Bringing it down with some attitude. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's Tatum, and it's good for 2.
Off the bounce, Tatum has so many different ways he can take it.
Maxey against Pritchard. Maxey passes to Watford. Now here's Drummond. Shoots over Vucevic. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got 7 rebounds in the game. Step back shot, and it comes off the front of the rim.
I think he got the shot he wanted inside, but somewhere on the play, he just lost focus.
Oubre passes to Maxey. Outside Grimes. Drummond with the screen. And Drummond with the jam.
Well, he knew the contact was coming. Drummond took it anyway and finished.
Celtics trail by 20. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Shireman. Bonus checked in for Philadelphia. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
Yeah, he's a great passing center. You can run offense through Vucevic. Use him as a passing hub.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Oubre. Here's Bona. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass. And the 76ers lead by 20. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Here's Pritchard. Got a hand on it. And Vucevic slams it in. The Sixers lead by 18. Back to Grimes. Pass to Oubre. Fades. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
You really have to question the defensive effort on that possession.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
Now here's Pritchard. And he converts the layup. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
If the possession ends with a shot in close, you've done something right.
Pritchard against Maxey. Outside Grimes. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Maxey. Brown with the steal. Now here's White. Watford covering. And the basket is good. 13 points for Derek White.
I like that from White. Attacking the heart of that defense.
Maxey feeling it out a bit. Puts up a 3. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
And here's Brown for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. 22 was their biggest lead. Pass to Watford. Philadelphia moving it around. Outside Maxey. 6 on the shot clock. That 3's off the mark.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Brown finds Vucevic. The shot won't fall. Good D by Watford. The Sixers lead by 19. Outside Grimes. Pass to Watford. Over Pritchard. Again, Philadelphia. Boston has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. A chance to check out our player of the game.
With the way he shot the ball, he had to be the choice. His percentage was fantastic, and he's just done a great job of finding space and taking advantage of every inch the defense gives him.
Yeah, they were on thin ice in this series. He knew it, and he went out there and did something about it. He wasn't about to let them go into a 3-1 hole. Left side, Brown. There's Tatum with the three. It's good from beyond the arc.
Well, look at how his team works to get Tatum set up for success, feeding him when he's ready to fire.
Tipped, and he recovers it. Brown pulls down the board. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. It's an 18-point game for three. Oh, it misses. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's George. And Edgecombe the bucket on the assist by George. Edgecombe's got 9 points now in the second half. Hauser outside. Back to Brown. They set the pick. Jacks up a three. Rebound by Philadelphia. George has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And so that's the end of game 2. No question, this is a big win for the 76ers.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And this team has to feel great, knotting up this series at 1-1.
A huge win for them, avoiding going down 2-0, and this series is on.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plastered to the shooter.
Pass to Edgecombe. George outside. There's 47 seconds left in the game. Can't hit that one. Hauser outside. Here's Kata. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
Namias Kata at the line with 1 shot.
.36 seconds left to play in the 4th. Pass to Edgecombe. Here's Barlow. Here's Edgecombe. 6 to shoot. Drops in the 3.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It might have been just game 2 of the series, but this one felt like a must-win.
I just love the fire they played with tonight. It's the playoffs, and they really brought the energy.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us during the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And now, our player of the game.